Hey, it's Cheryl. Welcome to Homeward Studio. Today we're going to make a beach-themed tier tray. Try to say that fast. I have 12 ideas, so boy, we better get started. Anyway, for our first project, we are going to be making a coral, kind of like a tier tray, little piece, little stand that has a fish on it and a little coral, and these are the things that you're going to need. A fish or a starfish, a wood round, a piece of coral. That came off of a Dollar Tree sign. I pulled it off. You could probably just stencil one on or draw one on. They're pretty easy to make. And this coral paint. Now, I started with the coral color paint because I like it, and then I wanted to faux finish it, so I kind of put some white streaks across the coral here. And then I took a sponge and I cut a little tip off just to give the coral some texture. I really started to like this color a lot. So I dipped this in some black. This is just all acrylic paint. And I'm not telling you the colors and all that because I change it all. The more I kept going, the more I did not like it. But I thought, I'm going to go with it. We'll see. We can always repaint it. So I took one of these wood pieces and I glued the coral right on there. I thought it was okay. The wood color and the coral were too similar, but coral is the color like peachy orange color. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna paint the wood piece blue, like the ocean in the background. And I just kept painting and painting, and it looked terrible. And then I took the fish and I started painting that blue, and I put some coral on the fish, and yeah, this was turning out a mess, and I wasn't happy with it. And the more I worked on it, the worse it got. Have you ever done that? The more that you work on something, the worse it gets. So I thought, I'm gonna go with it. I took two of these little cubes. You can take tumbling tower blocks, glued them on the back to make it stand. I thought, I'm just gonna wait. The more I looked at it, the more I hated it. So I repainted the whole thing white, and in the background, and then the coral, this Caribbean blue, and the fish like blue with white tones and an underbelly of that coral color, and then I glued two little seashells on it. So I fixed it and I love it now. So DIY number 2. This is really easy. I just have one of these wood signs from the Dollar Tree, and by the way, all these pieces are from the Dollar Tree. Everything you see here today is from the Dollar Tree other than the paint. So you need a starfish and the material, what is it called, burlap from the Dollar Tree. Any kind will do. I just picked this. I have several different ones, and I went ahead and just it was hard to unfold. It was very, very rolled and creased. I just dotted the corners, and then I folded it over. It was, as you can see, is very stiff here. Did fold it over, and I cut it all out. Now I'm looking at that on top, and you can definitely see the little dog feet on the bottom. So I just took some acrylic paint. Chalk paint is better, and you can use whatever color you want, but I took just white acrylic paint, and I put, I think, 2 coats on it. And now I'm just going to glue, not in the middle because you'll see the hot glue, but around the sides, this burlap right there. And this project is so easy. And by the way, if you are a subscriber, thank you from the bottom of my heart. My channel is growing, and it is because of you. And if you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing, because I have a lot of really cool projects coming up. Fall is my favorite season, and I'm going to be diving into the fall stuff here very, very soon, probably in my next video. Anyway, I appreciate all of you, and let's get back to the crafting. So easy peasy. You just take this little starfish, or you could do a sand dollar, a shell, whatever you want, and I glued it in the middle, and then I put one of these little bead things that you get at the Dollar Tree in the middle, and that's it. You could put, I showed you earlier, like a rope around the inside to hide that frayed edge, but I liked it that way. Okay, DIY number 3. We're going to need a bunch of paint, and we are making buoys out of wine corks. So 3 wine corks, a bunch of different colors of paint, a Sharpie, and some of that rope. And that is all again from the Dollar Tree. And now I am lining this up with the lines on my mat here. And I'm just taking my Sharpie and making a line and then rolling the cork along there so I get a straight line. You could tape it off. There's many different ways to do it. You could put a rubber band around it and make a, you know, a line around the rubber band, but this is just the way I thought I would do it at the moment. And I just took some white paint and obviously chalk paint, and when you're painting on this kind of material is always better. It sticks, adheres better, but I just had acrylic paint, and so I have 3 of them. So while the first layer is drying there, or for the, you know, the top, I put a couple coats on the top. The second buoy, I'm just painting it all white, and the third buoy too. I'm just kind of playing with the colors, whatever color is gonna match my tier tray. And you can speed it along obviously by taking your heat gun or your blow dryer. I don't have a heat gun, so I just use my blow dryer. And so the second, or the first buoy, it'll be red, white, and blue stripe. The second one is, let's see, I don't even see it right now. I did change the paint colors on this too because I wasn't happy. I think it's a white, black, and blue, and I think I kept it that way. So just paint a little bit, let it dry, pick up the next one, paint that, let it dry, you know what I mean. So, and then the third one, I don't know, I think it's a turquoise blue, but you'll see them at the end. And so now I wanted to stencil, but these are too small to stencil, so I just got my stencil, but I drew a picture as I was copying, looking at my stencil of an anchor on this one. This is my favorite one. I really like this one too. And now just cut a little piece of that string. I don't know what you call this, twine. It's not twine, it's like a thicker string. And this is kind of going to be like a handle on the buoy, just like a rope. Yeah. I guess that's what you would call it. It's like a thin rope. Anyway, I changed the colors. I put numbers and I put the name buoy on them, and I didn't like it, so I repainted them all. That's the beauty with painting. Anyway, DIY number 4. We are going to make a crate full of shells. Nothing new, you know, but these are just simple tier tray ideas, and you can customize them to your color. So you're going to need a crate, you're going to need shells. I have this ribbon from the Dollar Tree, string, rope. I have these pearls on the string that came out, I think, for Valentine's Day. I have an abundance of them, so I thought I'd use them, but you can get pearls from the Dollar Tree. And you can use a seahorse, a fish, whatever they have. The starfish, that's the one that I used. So anyway, I'm painting this crate white, and now I'm taking this blue, and it's acrylic again, and this is all apple barrel, and this is called Caribbean blue. I love this color. It just reminds me of the ocean in the summer and the warm weather, which is like my favorite. I love the ocean. I love the beach. And so I just painted the whole entire thing. I didn't even paint the inside, and I took some paper and wadded it up, stuck it in the middle because you don't want to fill this all up with shells. And then I took this cool ribbon type stuff. I don't even know what kind of ribbon you call it, but I love it. And I just hot glued it here and there. I just kind of threw it in, kind of like messy. And then I added my shells, and these are all from the Dollar Tree. They have those bags of shells, and then they have the little glass containers of smaller shells, and I just kind of filled it up as much as I could, making it interesting and having them sit every which way, up and down and sideways and overlapping. And then I took this little starfish and I removed that clip, and then I just glued it on the front. And then I took this string of pearls and I just kind of hot glued it here and there. Then I cut a big piece of string, I want to say 6 inches long, and then I put a knot at both ends, and I went ahead and glued it on both sides, kind of like with little handles. And now I'm cruising through this. Now DIY number 5. This is a napkin. I don't think I got this at the Dollar Tree. Oops, but you can get napkins at the Dollar Tree. I don't know where I got the napkins from. And this wood cube, Mod Podge, and this is Saran wrap. And I'm just going to put the napkin on the cube. Maybe I did get these from the Dollar Tree. I don't know. If you guys recognize this, let me know. I mean, sometimes I just get crazy and buy too much and then forget where I got it from. So anyway, I was showing you it's 2-ply. If you can't get them apart, get your finger wet. Not super wet, just slightly damp. Put it on the edge and you can pull them apart really easy. So I'm working on this cube one side at a time. And I just take the piece of the napkin that I want and place it on top after a thin layer of Mod Podge. And then I saw a few other people do this with the Saran wrap. And you just tamp it down. Now this video, I have it going pretty fast. It's like ×4. But do this slowly. You don't want to tear it. But this worked. I've never done this technique before with the Mod Podge and the Saran wrap, but it worked beautifully. And it was so smooth. I mean, this cube is just beautiful. Like if you could see it up close, I just love it. And it worked out really, really well. And then afterwards, I just took a nail file and gently filed all the, you know, torn ends off. And that's what it looks like. I'm really happy with that one. Number 6. A gnome. You guys, you know I can't do anything without making a gnome. I have a ton of gnome stuff, so I figured I'm gonna make a seashell gnome. So I have this acrylic paint, and I have tan, white, and Caribbean blue. Yeah, and that's all apple barrel. And I took that little star off that gnome, and I put it in my box for another day. And I'm just painting his hat, the front and the side, and then down by his body, same color in the blue, and the stand too. I made the stand blue. Now I'm taking that tan and painted his nose in the white, and I painted the beard. And now I'm taking that tan and I'm just kind of brushing it up and down so it gives his beard some definition, so it's just not stark white. And I'm just tweaking his nose there because I got some white paint on it. And so now the end of one of these brushes here, dipped it in white paint, and I'm giving him polka dots on his outfit. So you see the difference between the hat and the outfit. And now the stars that are imprinted in his hat, you can still see them. I didn't want the stars on there, so I'm covering them all up with seashells. These little itty bitty seashells in that glass jar from the Dollar Tree. And then a little bead for his hat. And I still thought he looked a little plain, so I took this jute and I just outlined the bottom of the hat right over his nose. And there you have it. Super easy, super simple. So let me know, do you guys like gnomes? Oh, and then I took a lighter and just got rid of all the little fuzzies, the little flyaways. And there he is. Let me know if you like gnomes. I make a lot of gnomes. I'm wondering, are people getting tired of gnomes, or is it still a thing? But I like making them. I probably still will. But anyway, on to the DIY number 7. And this is just a bucket full of sea glass. And again, these are not new, unique things. People have done these many different ways. This is just for my tier tray, and these are the pieces that I put together. The idea really is just to match the colors as best as you can. So I have the bucket, I have sea glass from the Dollar Tree, a little sign like that, a little white metallic pen, again all from the Dollar Tree. I put some paper in the bucket, and then I put, kind of crisscrossed this ribbon here. And put that in the bucket, hot glued that in. And I know I've told you guys this before, but it's one thing to get hot glue on your hand because it burns really bad. It's another thing to get hot glue on metal and touch the metal when the glue is hot. It's terrible. It's terrible either way, but anyway. this is what it looks like. Super easy. I didn't even glue the glass down because I'll probably use it for something else. And that said, sea glass, 5 cents. So now we are going to make, and this is probably one of my favorite pieces, a crab out of cardboard. And this is just a cardboard Amazon box. I made a circle. Actually, it almost looks like a wedge of cheese. Not a circle, a triangle, but on the bottom is circular. And then I took just something round that is slightly smaller than the body. That's going to be the body, the triangle. And I cut 2 circles out of cardboard. Now I made a little triangle in the middle like that. And then just cut out the triangle. So those are the crab's little paws. Claws. Paws, claws. And I have, again, some apple barrel paint. And that is limeade, Caribbean, and white. Oh, and the blue is sky blue. So I went ahead and painted the crab's body. I'm looking at my notes. I want to make sure that I have the right color here. Daybreak is the yellow, I believe. Burnt orange is the orange color. Okay. And Caribbean. Yep. Oh, summer day. That's the other color. I think that's the blue. So anyway, I painted all those with the blue, and then I just took yellow and put polka dots on the body. And this is the burnt orange. And I'm just making like kind of roughly around the side of the claw, or the inside of the claw, jagged looking kind of. Super simple to make. And I did paint the sides of the cardboard too, even though you can see it. But I didn't, you can fill it in. I didn't fill it in. You'll see why in a minute. Now I took this yellow and the end of a paintbrush, and I put little teeny dots on one side of the claw. And where I got this idea is I saw a big metal piece for a wall, and I thought, you know what, I can make this out of cardboard. So that's what I did. Just made it a lot smaller and a lot, you know, just different material. And so I have these skewers from a previous project, a 4th of July video that I made. These skewers are from the Dollar Tree, and I made like I put them around like a vase, and I made some wooden flowers out of them. Anyway, it's a previous video from, like I said, the 4th of July. So I had these left over, and I cut them down. They were already stained with antique. And I put dark blue on one tip and light blue on the other tip. And then I had 2 black beads from the Dollar Tree. And I just made little teeny sticks. I cut them down really small, and those are going to be for the eyes. And this is why I didn't fill it in. Because I had to poke that pen in there, open up part of the cardboard, and then put some hot glue in there, and then poke those little skewers in there. So there's his eyes. I hope this is all making sense to you guys. I hope I'm clear with, you know, what I'm saying. But I think it's pretty obvious what I'm doing. Just putting the little skewers in. I didn't paint the back of them, but, you know, just for the video purposes, because I just think it would have taken too long. So after I put the claws onto the skewers and popped them in the side, I put the whole body on the mat here and pieced together, you know, kind of how I was going to put all these legs in. So I wanted to visually see what it was going to look like. And then if you like it, just leave the sticks where they are, and then pick it up, and then, you know, work side to side. Work on the right side, then work on the left side. Put it back down, make sure it looks right. And that's how I did this. This is really simple, and honestly, that's what he looks like. Probably my favorite. I've never really made anything out of cardboard like that before. Okay, we're getting there, you guys. DIY number 9. I'm going to make a beach house. I couldn't find my flat house, so I had one of these, and so that's what I used. We're going to need, again, some paint, all different colors, and some wood pieces, like a shell, a turtle. I use a turtle, you'll see later. I have that pen, because I was going to write beach house on it, and I never did. I have these skewers that were left over that I used on the crab. And then popsicle sticks, and I have those wood pieces from the Dollar Tree. And now I am painting this in the Caribbean blue. And this is limeade, all the paints that I've been working on, and then this is just white acrylic for the top. It's not going to be snowy looking. I just wanted to make it look like it was painted over and over and over again, like a, you know, a beat up beach house. So these little wood pieces, rings, are from the Dollar Tree, and I stained it same color as those wood skewers, and I want to say those skewers are probably about 5 inches, no, maybe about 4 inches tall. And the popsicle stick, I kind of cut it in half, and I wanted it to look raggy and jagged. There's that wood turtle. I'm going faster with my hands than I can talk here. I painted that turtle just a yellow acrylic color, and I offset those popsicle sticks there on purpose just to make it look like it was, you know, an old beat up but fun beach house. And now these skewers, I'm making the door, and I just glued a bunch of them together and put a little black bead on there, and then that round circle is like a window. And there's the turtle, and I painted one of those skewers blue and the tip white. And now I am putting some jute on there, kind of swirling it around and hot gluing it on like it's a fishing pole, kind of standing up against the house. And then just to give it some character, I just glued one of those wood pieces underneath the window there, and that's what that looks like. That's probably my second favorite piece. DIY number 10. We have 3 to go. I'm cruising now. So we're going to make an anchor. Just a kind of like a little shelf stand or a tray stand. So you need some rope and some wood pieces like this. And I had to score it because my things, whatever you call the clippers, wouldn't go all the way through. So then after I did that, I had to sand it down really well, and now I'm just taking it and putting the antique on it, wipe it off with a baby wipe, and just let it dry really good. And after it's dry, I drew a picture of an anchor. I found a picture and I drew one, and now I'm going to take it and draw it on this wood piece. And I try to do it with pencil, but I knew you guys couldn't see it, so even though I could, so I decided I was just going to take an ink pen and try to hide it up with the rope that I'm going to hot glue onto this. And they probably do have a stencil that you could put on there and then follow, you know, stencil it on there and follow it with the rope. I took drawing in college. I love to draw. I love art. And so I can freehand a lot of stuff. Not everything. I'm not that great, but I'm kind of confident in my drawing to a certain extent. My kids are pretty artistic too, but my one daughter is just, man, she's just got talent like you wouldn't believe. But anyway, and she doesn't do YouTube crafting videos, and I wish she would, but she does not. She streams. She's a gamer. And that's probably, well, that's what she is going to college for, is esports. So anyway, that's my little story about one of my daughters. I have 3 of them. So now I'm just going ahead and following the, you know, the lines that I drew with this rope here. And I forgot, I did want to outline the perimeter of this. with rope too, but I didn't. I totally forgot. Then after I was all done, I'm like, that's okay. I'm not going to do it. And now I just have antique wax, and I am just dabbing it on a little bit. And then there's the Jenga blocks. I glued them on the back and kind of at an angle because I wanted it sit back, not straight up and down. And that's what it looks like. This isn't even really a DIY because I'll just call it DIY number 11. You have two pieces, this green vase from the Dollar Tree and this succulent. I thought it looked like a palm tree. I put it in there, bam, done. I put it on my tier tray and it just looks like it goes perfectly. So that's really not. And this is the last DIY, and this is a mermaid tail, as you can tell. I just took that stuff, that sequins from the Dollar Tree that you can kind of like, if you smooth it one way, it's white. You smooth it the other way, then it is that purple turquoisey color. So I cut out just the top of that to hide it, made sure it was all the turquoise, and then I smoothed it white, and I'm going to make the tail white. And cut that out, just hot glued it on there. So let me know which one is your favorite one, and let me know, do you want to see more gnomes, or could we do without the gnomes? I'll probably still make them, but I'm not going to have it like a huge just gnome video. Unless you guys want that, I will do that, absolutely. And so now I thrift, and I got these pearls for $1 from the thrift store. The green ones, but they didn't look right. You can get pearls from the Dollar Tree, and that's what I'm using, just pearls to just kind of, you know, go around the bottom of the tail to give it some interest. That's it, really. That's all I did for this one. But wait till you see it in the tier tray, and you'll understand why I did that. And I glued this on the bottom. I could have done the cubes. I don't know if it would have balanced, but anyway, that's what it looks like up close. But it looks so much better in the tier tray. And I'm going to show you pictures of the tier tray with everything kind of put together. There's all the pieces, that mermaid tail in the back looks like it's kind of coming out of the shells there. There's my little cube on the side. I just grabbed pearls and greens and threw it on the tray, and yeah. There you have it. There's the whole tray. And now I'm going to show you it in motion. And anyway, this is it, folks. That's all. Thank you for stopping by. I really hope that you enjoyed all my projects. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you already haven't. And I hope that you have a blessed day, a blessed week, and I will be back real soon with fall decor.